Hello, my name's Nancy Setnan. I am a student teacher and would like to talk about my teaching philosophy. My teaching philosophy has developed over many years. I've been around a few. Not only during my student teaching, I have raised 3 wonderful kids. They're adults now, doing well, and are decent human beings. I led by example. I used manners. I said please and thank you. We had discussions back and forth. I listened, they listened when we talked to each other. In the classroom, I pretty much do the same thing, leading by example. I do not boss anyone around. I always ask, or I use a kind voice during instruction. I'm real in the classroom. I do not pretend to be anything but myself. This goes a long way with students. They feel comfortable asking me questions or sharing their thoughts. I treat them as I would want to be treated. I also set limits and boundaries, which is important for kids. They need to know those boundaries and they need to know not to cross them. I set them with my children as they grow up. It's important. It helps students make good decisions and to know their limits. When it is time to work, my students know that they need to be working or listening to instructions when that is asked of them. So we have an understanding and they follow the rules. Technology is a wonderful thing in the classroom. Using technology in the classroom, it's a great thing because it can create many learning opportunities for students. I'm not as proficient with a lot of the technology, but I know enough to help my students. It creates learning opportunities for them. It also helps me as a teacher bring variety to the lessons. I use short learning videos for students to get them focused on a lesson for the day. For example, my kindergarten students who are learning their alphabet letters and sounds, I will show them a musical video of the ABCs with the letters and sounds. It helps them remember those letters and sounds, and we watch them almost daily. The songs help students remember. The tune will play in their head when they're doing their work, their practice work. So it's helpful. I taught my own kids their address and phone number when they were kids by making a song out of it. And this was important to them at that time, and they remembered. We would sing it, and they would know when I asked them their address or phone number. So music is helpful in that area. I also use read aloud stories on YouTube because having different narrators tend to keep their attention better than my reading a story. I think it's because that they are watching something that most kids tend to watch a lot of videos these days. I sound like my mother. Oh, back in my day. But yeah, it's part of their life now. So when I show it on the big screen in the front of my classroom, they tend to pay attention, and then they don't have to listen to me all of the time. So it's helpful. They get a lot out of the read alouds on the video. Other technology, our students here have Chromebooks assigned to them, so they can use that in the class. I've not ventured too much into this territory, but I do plan on using it maybe the second half of this year. I can assign math or reading work to them and be able to manage the class on that platform. I'd be able to use the platform information for assessments and see where the students are struggling or even know where they are successful. So that's a plus. As far as implementing the Christian worldview values, I'm all about the golden rule. I was brought up that way, and I believe it gets people in good places better than not treating others well. So I do treat others as I would like to be treated. I always do the right thing. I teach the kids to make good choices, what feels best in your heart. I also listen with compassion when they're talking. Whatever they want to share, I listen and I reflect back. I think that's important, reflecting back, so that they know they're being heard. I remind students to be true to themselves and to always think before they act. Also make good choices. I remind them, make good choices. Have a good time, but make good choices. As I said at the beginning of this video, I lead by example, and I hope that my light shines bright enough to reach every student who comes across my path. So thanks for watching, and have a great day. Thank you.